Hello, my name is William Beiswinger. I am Director of Sales at PitBullTax Software. I'm just going to give you a little introduction video to the software, show you all the features. I'm not going to get into too much detail. It's just going to be an overview of all the capabilities of the software, just so you can see everything it can do. So the software is all cloud-based. You would log in on our website from any computer that has access to the internet. You would just go to pitbulltax.com, log into the software. And the first thing that you will see is our default homepage here, which is the step-by-step workflow. This will actually walk you step by step through an entire case in the software. So you can just click start on each step as you move through the case, and it will take you directly into that feature. So it's definitely helpful when you're new to the software because you don't have to know exactly where everything is at. You just click start on each step and you move through the entire case. And once you get to the select settlement option step and you select a settlement option, it will add additional steps to the step-by-step workflow all the way to step 17, submit case to the IRS. Which will give you instructions of how to submit the case to the IRS. So it's definitely helpful if you're new to the software or new to tax resolution, because it will walk you through the entire case in the software. So you don't have to know exactly where everything is at when you're first starting to work in the software and complete IRS representation cases. So one of the first things that you would do, though, in the software when you're handling a case for your client is you would create your client in the software. So to see the client list for all your clients, you'll just click clients at the top left corner here. Then you can select between your individual client lists, your business client lists, and any IRS contacts that you create and add their contact information to the software, you will see here. So if you click individual clients, this will take you to your individual client list. It will show all your clients' names. If they're a client or a prospect, they'll show in red if they're a prospect. If they've been turned into a client in the software, they will show in blue here. It'll show the date they've been created, whether they're active or closed. If you're assigning a case manager to the client, it'll show the case manager's name here. Same with the sales rep. If you're using that function to assign sales reps, it will show who the sales rep is right here in this column. And their IRS debt, once it's been entered in the software, will show in this right column over here. You can also delete clients directly from the client list. You can click the pencil icon to go into the client profile and edit the client from the client list. You can import a client list in a CSV file from here or export your client list into a CSV file. You do have the option directly from the client list to switch over to see your business client lists. So if you click business clients here, it will take you over to your business client list. And you can also send a client portal invitation to multiple clients from the client list by checking the boxes and then clicking send invitation here. To add a client into the software directly from the client list, you just click add client here in the top right corner. Once you click add client, it will take you into the client profile for the creation of the client. Technically, all you need to turn them into a client in the software is the first, last, and social. But all the information that you do enter into the client profile here will automatically flow everywhere else in the software, like the client questionnaire, the resolution evaluation, and all the IRS forms. So normally you would want to fill out the entire client profile just so it flows everywhere else in the software. But technically all you need is the first, last, and social. So I'm just going to put in a first and last here. And then once you switch the entry type to client and click save, It's going to pop up with this box asking if you had them sign an IRC 7216 disclosure and consent form. You can create this in the software. You can send it out to be e-signed for free from the software. But if you want to bypass that, you can just check this box and enter the social. Once you enter the social and you click finish, that will turn them into a client in the software. And then it will pop up with this box asking if you'd like to diagnose this client's IRS problem and determine which IRS forms you need to prepare. If you click yes on this pop-up here, it will take you directly into our case diagnostics tool that you'll see on the left over here. And what this is basically an initial diagnosis of the case. So it's just going to ask you like basic questions about your client situation. And based on how you answer these questions, it will give you these diagnostic results that you can read through, give you a better understanding of your client situation, and then giving you tons of different options that you might end up having to go with, and then which letters and forms you would need to fill out if you do end up going with any of those different options. But like I said, this is just like an initial diagnosis. To actually determine what they're eligible for, you will need a lot more information from your client. And for that, we have a client questionnaire tool here. The client questionnaire you can send out by email or text message. So you can send it out by email or text by clicking these radio buttons at the top. You can also send out the client questionnaire in Spanish by checking this box here. If your client, their first language is Spanish and they'd prefer to fill out the client questionnaire in Spanish, you can just check that box there and send out the client questionnaire translated to Spanish. So the way the client questionnaire works, though, is once you send out the client questionnaire, it will send them a link in the email. And in that link, they can open up the client questionnaire. They'll have the same drop-down menu with all the different sections of the questionnaire that they can navigate through. So they can fill out the client questionnaire through all the different sections. And then as they're filling it out in the link that you send them, it will update in real time directly into your software. So you can see what they're filling out as they're filling it out, so that you can keep up with it, whether or not they're filling out information directly into the client questionnaire from the link that you sent them. You can also set up reminders for the client questionnaire. So you can set up automatic reminders to send on different schedules. So if you want to send a reminder every 3 days, once a week, to remind them and send them another link to fill out the client questionnaire, you can set up reminders when you're sending out the client questionnaire. But once the entire client questionnaire is filled out by your client, you can also fill out information directly into the client questionnaire yourself. So once the entire client questionnaire is filled out by your client or you or both, you just click this verify and populate the forms button at the top. And this will give you an option to override any data that's already entered into the forms or preserve any data that's already entered into the forms. But once you select one of the options and click import, it will populate all the information from the client questionnaire to the IRS forms and also our resolution evaluation tool here. So our resolution evaluation tool, this will take the total IRS liability, all the assets, the income and expenses, and it will calculate an evaluation result here. So this will give you a minimum offer amount that they'd be eligible for, whether or not they're eligible for currently non-collectible status, and what kind of installment agreement they would be able to set up with the IRS. And this number will be determined based on the total IRS liability and then the CSED date here, which will auto-populate into the software if you pull transcripts for that client. But you can also enter that information in there manually. if you need to. Once you've populated from the questionnaire, you've taken a look at the resolution evaluation, you've gotten an idea of what they might be eligible for. From there, you would go directly into the forms like the 433A here. And then you can go through the different sections over here on the left, make sure everything's 100% accurate. And then you can see what it'll look like in the actual form on the form preview over here on the right. So here you'll see the form preview of what it'll look like with the form filled out. And then once you get to the monthly living expenses section of the 433, here's where you would select a resolution option. And then based on the resolution option you select, it will give you a default for resolution purpose amount based on the national, local, and regional standards, which will be auto-populated into the software based on the county you select for that client, compared to the actual monthly expenses. And then based on the resolution option you select, it will give you that default for resolution purpose and amount, and then a remaining monthly income. And then once you get to the minimum offer amount section, it will give you the most accurate number of what they'll be eligible for as far as a minimum offer amount once the form is completed. So that's the basic workflow of creating a client, doing the case diagnostics, filling out the client questionnaire, and then populating it to the resolution evaluation, and then going in the form to complete the case. But all the other forms are also in the software here. So the 433F will be populated, the 656. If you need to fill out any of the other forms, you can just click on any of the forms here and fill them out. All the client profile information will automatically flow to all of these forms. So you can go into any of the forms, fill them out, see what they look like in the form preview. And then we also do have some state forms in the software. There's state power of attorneys for California, Illinois, New Jersey, and New York. They are an add-on to the software, but if you do need them, we do have those 4 state POA forms built into the software. So some of the other tools that we have here, the client summary. So the client summary is going to be an overview of all your clients' information. So you'll see all their personal information, all their transcript info will show here. So if you do pull transcripts for the client, it'll show their information here. What years you have authorization on file for will show here once you've pulled transcripts for that client or done a cap check. All cases you create in the case tracking in the case management module of the software will show here, and you can go directly into the cases from the client summary and add notes into the case progress for any of those cases from the client summary. All billing information will show here. That's entered into the billing module of the software, and all latest activity. If you create any IRS contacts and add their information to the software, it will show here under the client profile. And then there is also a notes section here. If you want to add any notes into the client summary, you can add those here. The next tool is our IRS transcript delivery and reporting tool. This is an add-on to the software, but it allows you to pull transcripts electronically into the software and generates analytical reports from the transcripts that you pull. So the way it works is you just click this Connect to eServices button. And once you click that button, it will redirect you to your eServices account or ID.me login. And once you log into your account, it will go from not connected here to blinking green connected. And then it will start counting down from an hour because you're able to be connected for an hour at a time based on the IRS's regulations. And then after that hour is up, you just click the Connect to eServices button again, log in, and you will be connected for another hour. But while you're connected for that hour, you can pull as many transcripts as you want. You'll just select a client from the drop-down list of your clients. Once you select a client, it will auto-populate their social security number in here from the client profile. And then you can just select the years of the type of transcripts that you want to pull, and then just hit this Get Transcripts button right here. And then that will initiate the request to pull the transcripts. And then it will automatically generate the analytical reports from the transcripts that are pulled into the software. As long as you pull the account transcripts, it will generate all the analytical reports, like the income tax liability report, the compliance report, the estimated CSED report, first time penalty abatement eligibility report, bankruptcy dischargeability report, account transcript summary report. So all the reports will be generated from those account transcripts. You can also pull the wage and income transcripts. And then if you select the corresponding years for the wage and income summary report, it will generate that wage and income summary report as well. And if you pull all the account transcripts, wage and income summary, and tax return transcripts, it will generate an audit risk report as well. You also have the option to pull a record of account transcripts, separate assessment, or civil penalties. And if you check this box here, it will also generate the analytical transcript reports in Spanish, translated to Spanish. If you click this business radio button up here at the top, it will switch over to your business clients, and then you can select from the options for business transcripts. And then other than that, the process is the same. You select the years and then hit Get Transcripts, and it will pull those transcripts into the software and generate the analytical reports. You can also schedule transcript deliveries. So if you want to schedule certain transcript deliveries weekly, monthly, however you want to set up the schedule, you can do that in the software. You can schedule cap checks to see when your power of attorney or 8821 has been processed with the cap unit. And it will send you an email notification once that cap check passes. You can also just do a cap check manually. The scheduled alerts you can set up daily, weekly, or monthly to monitor your client's transcripts. And then it will send you an email notification up to 2 weeks before your client receives a notice in the mail. So it's a good way to stay ahead of any notices your clients are going to be receiving, so you can stay ahead of anything that they have coming. You can also check your secure mailbox manually. So if you have transcripts put into your secure mailbox or your SOR on irs.gov, you can check that manually. But if you connect to your eServices account or your ID.me account and you have a client created in the software, matching the first, last, and social, or the business name and EIN of any transcripts that are in your secure mailbox, it will automatically pull them into the software and generate those analytical reports. Some of the other features of the transcript software is we do have a transcript dashboard, which is a summary overview of all your clients' transcript information. So it'll show all your clients' liabilities from highest to lowest, their earliest CSED, current resolution, all your clients that have done an offer and compromise, how much they saved, your OIC success rate for your clients, all your clients that are eligible for a first-time penalty abatement will show here from highest to lowest. All your clients that you've done an installment agreement for, or they're currently in an installment agreement, if they miss a payment, if they default on their installment agreement, that will show here. So it's a summary of all your clients' transcript info, and then you can click this Update All button, and it'll update all the information on the transcript dashboard for all your clients at once. You can also just request transcripts in bulk for clients, so you can add multiple clients to a batch here. And then you can request transcripts for multiple clients at once. You can schedule transcripts deliveries for multiple clients at once. You can schedule alerts for multiple clients. So you can do all that from the bulk request feature of the transcript delivery tool here. You can see all the alerts that you've received for your client. You can see all the scheduled alerts that you've scheduled for clients. You can delete them, edit them here, and any transcript deliveries that you've scheduled, you can see here, or schedule cap checks. The next tool here is the e-signature tool. We do integrate with DocuSign, so you can link your DocuSign account to the software. It has to be a brand new DocuSign account. You can't link a previously created DocuSign account that already has a balance. So the way it works basically is you would purchase e-signature envelopes in the software. And once you purchase your first e-signature envelope, it will send you 2 setup emails. One will be a DocuSign activation email where you'll activate a brand new DocuSign account. And then the second email will be a PitBullTax setup email where you just click allow to allow the software to link to that DocuSign account that you just activated. Once you go through those 2 setup emails, your DocuSign account will be integrated with the software, and then you can send out 2848s, 8821s, any letters, any forms to be e-signed through DocuSign directly from the software. You can also create e-signature templates that you can use for different forms and letters. And then you can see all sent requests here, when it was sent, whether or not it's been e-signed, and the date and time it's been e-signed. The next feature under the tools here is the bulk 2848 and 8821 feature. So here you can actually create the 8821s and the 2848s in bulk. So you can select multiple clients from your entire client list here, and then just click create bulk form 2848 or bulk forms 8821. And then it will just go through the process of creating the form, and then it will generate the form for all the clients that you've selected from the client list there. The next tool is our fee calculator. So this is a reference for fees if you're not sure what to charge for different services. We took a survey of practitioners around the country, and we got an ideal amount and then a minimum amount. So you can take a look at what other people might be charging for these different services. And then you can also save your proposed fees in this column over here on the right if you ever need to refer back to your own fees. You can also fully customize this, so you can edit any of these numbers that we have entered into the software. If you want to use this as a pricing sheet for your clients and you want to edit any of these numbers, you can fully customize the fee calculator in the settings. The next tool is one of our add-ons. It's the scenario simulator. This allows you to create a scenario for a client, which is basically a duplicate of the client. So it'll duplicate all the information, and then you can make changes to the forms in the duplicate client, and it will create a comparison chart showing you how the changes you made will affect the offer amount or installment agreement. So it's just a way to test out different scenarios and see how they'll affect the offer amount or installment agreement without affecting the original client's information. And you can create multiple scenarios, so you can test out multiple scenarios for one case while also leaving the original client's information intact. The next feature under the tools is our built-in IRM. So the IRM is built in here for reference. So you can search it by part here if you need to look something up in the IRM by part. And then it's also keyword searchable. So you can enter a keyword up here in the top right corner and hit go. and it will search everywhere that it appears in the IRM. We also have the IRS publications built in here for reference. So you can open up any of the IRS publications if you need instructions for a certain form. All that is built in here, so you don't have to go outside the software looking for this information. It's all built in here under the IRS publications tool. The last tool is the client portal activity. So we do have our own built-in client portal. And if you click client portal activity, it will show any activity for the client portal. If they've shared any files with you, you've shared any files with them, they've chatted with you, you've chatted with them. All client portal activity will show under the client portal activity tool on the left here. The way the client portal works is you send them an invitation. So if you click the files here at the top on the blue menu bar, this is the document storage. So all the files that you save into the software, you can upload files from outside the software, and they'll all be saved here. All the transcripts you pull. You can send an invitation directly from the files here. And once you send them an invitation, it will send them a link in the email or the text message. And in that link, they can set up their client portal login information. So they'll create their username and password. And then once they have registered with the client portal, then you can share any files or forms or letters directly to the client portal. And they can also share that information with you. You can see once a file is shared by this little hand holding a document icon directly to the right of the file. But when you're on any form or letter and you see that icon and it says share with client, that is the button to share it directly to the client portal. That's also one of the helpful features of our mobile app, because we do have a PitBullTax mobile app. And in the mobile application, you can share documents from your document storage to the client portal directly from the mobile app. So that is a helpful feature. So when you're on the go, you can use the mobile app to share documents to the client portal if you don't have access to your computer at the time. So the next feature over here on the top menu bar is the letters. So the letters are all customizable letter templates. So for example, the engagement letter here. The way it works is you just check the boxes for the different services that you'll be providing for that client, and it will automatically add that to the engagement letter. So we have our own wording built in here for these different services, but they are all customizable. So if you want to edit our wording in the settings, you can do that. And then when you check those boxes, it will automatically add your wording for that service to the engagement letter. Then you can go down, you can add a fee type, put in your fees. All the client profile information will be auto-populated. All your representative information will be populated from the representative settings on all the letters and forms that need your representative information. And then you can send it out to be e-sign. You don't have to use DocuSign for this. You can just send it out to be e-sign using our software. Same with the IRC 7216. So you can send it out by email, have it e-sign, and then it will go into your files tab in the document storage. You can open up as a PDF, you can open up as a Word document, and you can also customize the header with your own company logo and edit the header for what you want to add to it. You can also send out the engagement letter translated to Spanish by checking the Spanish radio button here. And then you can also create your own different engagement letter templates and then load them here at the top. So you can also create any customizable letter templates from any of our letters, or from even a blank letter, and it will add it to the list of letters here. So you can add in as many letter templates as you want, and it will just add it to the list there, as well as modifying our own letter templates. So there is a lot of ability to customize the letters in the software. Okay, the next feature here is the email correspondence. So if you click email here and then inbox, this will take you to our built-in email inbox. And the way this works in the software is you can connect your email address to the software. And once it's connected, you can add certain client-related email addresses to a list, and then it will filter out emails you receive only from those specific email addresses into the inbox in the software. So if you have certain client-related email addresses that you only want to receive emails into the software from those email addresses, you can link your email address, add them to the list, and then you will only receive emails from those email addresses into your inbox in the software. The next is a send email. So when you click send email, this will allow you to just send emails directly from the software. You can just attach forms and letters directly to the email here by selecting the different letter options or form options and then attaching them. You can modify the greeting or what you want to enter into the email here. You can select from different email templates that you can create and save into the software. And then you also have the option to send this in Spanish. The last section of the email module is the sent items. So this will just show all emails that you've sent out through the software. So any emails you've sent will show here. Which user it was sent by will show here if you're on a multi-user license. The subject, if there was any forms attached, will show. And then at the top here, you'll see a tab that says Client Questionnaire Log. This is important because this will show you all client questionnaires that you've sent out through the software specifically. And it'll show when it was shared, if it was accessed by the client, if it was completed by the client, and also if you set up the client questionnaire reminders. This is where you also have the ability to turn off the reminders, see how the reminder schedule was set up. And if you need to turn it off, you can do it there by clicking this little information icon. Okay, so the next tab on the blue menu bar here is the case management module, which is an add-on to the software. But this basically gives you all our case scheduling and organizational features. So like the built-in calendar software that you can link to either your Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar. So you can schedule events, keep track of your schedules, and if you have a multi-user license, you can also view all your users' schedule here, just so you can keep track of everyone's schedule from the calendar. The activities, most of these will be system generated, so it'll automatically generate system activities from things that you do in the software. So these, you don't even have to add in notes manually. You can just take a look at the activities and see different things that were completed in the software. But you can also add activities manually, and then you can filter them by different filtering options. The next feature of the case management is the to-dos, which you can create for upcoming tasks that you have. You can set up reminders by email or pop-ups in the software. And you can see all to-dos on the to-do list here. You can also filter this as well. And then any to-dos that you create, you can link them to cases in the case tracking. And then it will automatically add them as a note in the case progress so that you can keep track of everything you're doing in a case. So this is actually the case tracking feature. So when you create a case in the software, you can see all your case progress. You can add notes manually, but also any to-dos you create, you will link to cases so that it will automatically add them as a note in the case progress, just so you can keep track of everything you're doing in a case. Same goes for the time tracking notes. You can also link these to cases in the software, and then it will automatically add them as a note in the case progress so that you can keep track of everything you're doing in that case. Here, you'll just add a note of whatever you're working on, select the client you want to link it to, and then here's where you would select the case you want to link it to, and then you would just start the timer. Once you stop the timer, it will add it to the list of time tracking here, and then we'll also add it as a note in the case progress for whichever case you linked it to. The next section is the dashboard. So this is just an overview of all your total clients, total sales if you're entering that data, total time tracked. It'll create pie charts based on how you're spending your time, and it will also generate a sales report here. The history log is just a log of everything you've ever done in the software. So every keystroke will be recorded here. You can look back by filtering it by date range, by client name, by former document, just so if you ever need to look back and see what happened to a specific client on a specific date, you can look through the history log to track everything that's been done in the software. The last section of the case management is the Zoom meetings. So the case management is an add-on feature, but the history log and the Zoom meetings are accessible from the basic license. The Zoom meetings, the way it works is you just sync your Zoom account to the software. And to do that, you just log into your Zoom account through the software. So you'll just type in your username and password, log in, then it'll be synchronized. And once it's synchronized, then you can start a Zoom meeting directly from the software. You can schedule Zoom meetings directly from the software. And you'll also have a meeting log of all the meetings that you've set up in the software. So we do have a billing module here where you can create invoices in the software. You can set up scheduled payment options. You can make recurring invoices. You'll see a transaction list of all the invoices you've created, whether it's paid or not. And it will generate billing reports here from all the data entered into the billing module. But if you're not using our payment processing add-on, you would have to enter all the information in manually for it to generate these billing reports. So every time you receive a payment, you would have to enter the payment as received manually, unless you're using our payment processing add-on. Because we do have a payment processing add-on that you can link to one of our compatible gateways. So under settings and then payment processing, you can add one of our compatible gateways here, which are Authorize.net, PayPal Pro, PCI Payment Solutions, Stripe, and Intuit. And once you add one of these compatible gateways, you can link it to the software, and then you can actually process payments for your client directly in the software. So that is an available option. The last feature on the top menu bar here is the chat function for the client portal. So here you can see all your clients that are online for the client portal, and you can chat with them. You can also have it show offline users and select a chat with them, and then it will send them an email notification anytime you chat with them or if you share a file with them in the software. Some of the other add-on features that I didn't mention are we do have a white labeling add-on, which will allow you to customize the inside of the software. So you can import a logo here that will replace the logo in the top left corner that says PitBullTax software with your own company logo. You can customize the different color options for the menu bars, for the text. You can change the tooltip image. You can change the favicon for your bookmark icon. You can change the file option. So when you're integrating with different online storages, it won't say PitBullTax files. It will say whatever you want to title it here. You can change the bookmark title. So just a way to fully rebrand the software to your own branding for the inside. And this is more for what you'll see on your side. Anything sent out through the software will already have your branding on it. So you can add your own logo to the client questionnaire, all the letter templates when you send out letters. You can add your own logo to the client portal for when your clients log into the client portal. But the white labeling is for the inside of the software for you and any of your users, so you can rebrand the inside. We do integrate the online storage with either Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox. So you can synchronize the online storage with any of those accounts. So in the online storage settings, you'll have the option to add an account, and then you can select from the different options, Dropbox, Google Drive, or OneDrive. And then you have an option to do two-way synchronization or one-way export or one-way import synchronization. So you can integrate the storage, the file storage, with any of these three online storage softwares. So you can have it in both places. And you have the different options of how you want to synchronize it, how you want the files to flow from which document storage software to the other. We do have an API as well. So you can integrate the software with different CRMs, any kind of software, your website. The API does require coding, so you would need someone who is able to code to set this up for you. But it is an available add-on if you want to utilize the API to integrate the software with different softwares or your website or whichever options you need. We also integrate with Zapier as well. So if you want to utilize Zapier instead of our API, any software that integrates with Zapier, you can use to integrate client information, activities, different options from different softwares, as long as they are compatible with Zapier. So over here on the left are all our shortcut icons. This top one here is the notification tray. So if you click this, this will show all the notifications that you've received in the software. And then you can click this notification dashboard to see all your notifications, which user they're for. You can click to view the notification here, which client it's associated with will show here. The print shortcut right here. So this is where you can just print any of the forms directly from the software. You can print it as a blank form for a specific client. And then once you click print, it will open up that print PDF for whichever form you're trying to print. This is a shortcut to go back to the step-by-step workflow. So if you want to just go back to the step-by-step workflow, maybe if you change the home page, you can just click this shortcut icon. to go back to the step-by-step workflow. This is the shortcut for creating a new client. So if you just want to create a new client real quick, this is the quickest way to add a new client into the software. If you want to edit the client you're currently in, which you'll see right here, you'll just click this pencil icon, and this is the shortcut to go into the client profile and edit that client that you're working in. This is the shortcut for the client summary, so it'll take you directly to the client summary tool. This is a shortcut for the time tracking tool. So if you click this, it will open up that time tracking tool, so you can start a time tracking note, link it to a case, start the timer, then stop it. The next one is the add an activity. So this will add an activity under the activities in the case management. This is the shortcut to the transcript dashboard under the transcript delivery tool. The next one is the shortcut to the files. So this will take you into your files tab, which will be for whichever client you're currently working in. The next one is your Zoom meetings. So the shortcut icon will take you to your Zoom meetings. And then this is our software information. So you can go to our homepage, frequently asked questions, video tutorials, contact us, the chatbot support. All that will be under this little life raft icon. And then this is for support tickets. If you want to submit a support ticket to our support staff, you just click this little question mark. You can create a new ticket and then type whatever you're having an issue with, and then it will get answered immediately by our support. We also have this chatbot support, which you can chat with the automatic chatbot, and it will answer most basic questions. And if it's not able to answer them, it will redirect to us so we can answer those questions for you. So that is an overview of all the features of the software. So I didn't get into too much detail so that it wouldn't be too long and you would be able to see everything it can do. But if you ever have any questions and you want more detail on any of these features of the software, you can always contact us anytime. And we do offer a free trial of the software that you can use to test out any of these features. And anytime you want to schedule a software demo as well, you can always contact us or schedule it on our website. But feel free to reach out. And thank you for watching this introduction video of the software.